Hi, I'm Cash, and we're going to do a roundup of all of the transfer rumours and goings on in the Premier League. Let me just quickly explain the slideshow that you're seeing here. It breaks all down all the Premier League teams of who's in or out, if they're out of contract, if they're new players coming in, and you can see that in the key. One of the keys isn't updated, my bad, I'm a bit of a boomer. But everything else is pretty much up to date of what's going on, who's coming in, who's going out, and so on and so forth. The big thing is Declan Rice is going to be going to Arsenal. Now, apparently the rumours are that he was going to Arsenal back in January of no matter what happened. Now, the one issue that was changed was the fee, and it's quite interesting to see if what's really happened, which I call like smaller clubs. You know, smaller clubs are anyone that's not going to spend 50 to 80 million pound on a single player in a transfer window. That's what I call a smaller club. It's probably more than 50 million now. I'll say put them in like the 70 to 100 million range. They're the bigger clubs, but the smaller clubs now can hold out because their players are so in need, and there's so many teams now in the Premier League willing to spend 100 million on a player. So whether it's Man United, Man City, Chelsea, and now Arsenal look like they're going to do it. Liverpool have got, no, I don't think, maybe they have, I don't know. They're not real big spenders, to be honest. But so that's why they've held out for this Declan Rice fee. The Declan Rice fee has always been about 100 million. That's all what they've wanted. And so they've just been holding out, waiting for that. So it looks like Arsenal are going to meet that. Man City went in for a bid for 80 million and didn't really get the deal done with there. So it's going to be the first one to get to 100 million, and then wherever Declan Rice wants to go. Of course, he's in London. He doesn't really have to move if he's at Arsenal. Keeps his family in all in one place. Makes it easier for him. Chances are he's going there. I don't think it makes Arsenal, obviously it makes them a better side, but it doesn't really push them to try to win the championship. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a video of why Arsenal could flop. And I think that everyone's overestimating Arsenal. Did they have a good season? Yes. But what happens when you've had a good season is every team now wants to fight hard to try to beat you, because they know if they don't, you're going to bat them 5-0. So they try extra hard. It's like when you play the champions, you always try harder against the champions, and you can't let your foot off the gas. That's what's going to happen to Arsenal next year, plus the Champions League. You know, it's going to be a lot for him, and I'm going to cover that in depth on another video. But let's just go into Harry Kane. I cannot see him going to Borussia Dortmund. He's too much of a whinger. The problem with like English Premier League players is they're happy playing in the Premier League because they're so scared about going overseas, and because one, they can't speak another language. Two, they can't really deal with other people's cultures. And three, they don't get the praise and recognition like they do about being in the Premier League. So that's going to be a big factor going in there. And I'll be shocked if Bayern Munich step up to 80 million to buy Harry Kane. And even if they do, Daniel Levy's not going to do it, which to me is an absolutely stupid thing to do. Kane's out of contract next season. He gets to walk for free. You take that 80 million and you try and buy, or to be honest, I'd try to buy a medium striker, and either go one way or the other. An over-the-hill striker, someone like a Jamie Vardy, who's not great, but he's still going to get you a good number of goals in the Premier League. Doesn't need to start every game, you know, but he's still going to score your goals. He might get you 10 or 15, and then your other striker's going to get you 10 or 15, and you try to make it up in the aggregate. And the other striker is, if you go for an older striker in Jamie Vardy, you go for a sort of a younger, more project player for your main striker, if that makes sense, trying to build him up. And or you go the other way and you have a younger project player you spend less on, and you spend a little bit more money on a named striker. You pick one of those two strategies and you go with it, because quite frankly they're going to replace Harry Kane next season, and they're not going to have any money to do it if they let him go for a free, which I think is completely and utterly bad management. They should have already, even Song's fantastic, and I mean, he's so undervalued as well, I think, personally. But we'll leave that for another day. Well, if you're still here, thanks a lot. Give us a subscribe or a like, guys, and I'm going to try to give you better transfer updates in the next week or so. Thanks a lot.